Hi, my name is Luke Walker, and today I will be talking about psilocybin mushrooms. Imagine taking a substance that can completely change how you experience the world. Colors appear brighter, music sounds richer, and time seems to slow down. Ordinary thoughts suddenly feel incredibly meaningful, and for some people, this experience is fascinating or even life-changing. But for others, it can become frightening or overwhelming. Psilocybin has become one of the most researched psychedelic drugs in recent years, and scientists are investigating whether it may help treat certain mental health disorders while also recognizing that it remains a powerful psychoactive drug with real risks. So what are psilocybin mushrooms? Psilocybin mushrooms are naturally occurring psychedelic fungi found throughout many parts of the world. Scientists have identified more than 180 different species that contain psilocybin. Their effects are often compared with classic psychedelics such as LSD because they can alter perception, mood, and thinking in similar ways, although each drug works somewhat differently. Archaeological evidence suggests that psychedelic mushrooms have been used by humans for thousands of years in spiritual and ceremonial practices, particularly among indigenous cultures in Central and South America. Today, people usually consume them orally by eating them fresh or dried, brewing them into tea, or placing them into capsules. One of the most interesting things about psilocybin is that it is considered a prodrug. A prodrug is a substance that does not produce its strongest effects until the body converts it into another chemical. After someone ingests psilocybin, enzymes in the body convert it into psilocin. Psilocin is the chemical that crosses into the brain and produces most of the psychedelic effects. This process explains why mushrooms do not work instantly. Most people begin feeling effects about 20 to 60 minutes after ingestion. After the ingestion, the body has to absorb and metabolize the psilocybin. And once it is metabolized and turned into psilocin, it reaches the brain. Once there, it begins interacting with serotonin receptors. Serotonin is an important neurotransmitter because it helps regulate mood, learning, memory, sleep, and perception. Psilocin has a chemical structure that is similar to serotonin, allowing it to bind primarily to a receptor known as the 5-HT2A receptor. Instead of simply increasing serotonin levels or causing a serotonin reuptake, psilocin activates these receptors. This changes how different regions of the brain communicate with one another. Research suggests that the brain areas that normally remain more separated may begin communicating in unusual ways, while some networks that usually work together become less synchronized. Scientists also believe that psilocybin temporarily increases what is called brain entropy. In simple terms, brain activity becomes more varied, flexible, and less predictable than usual. This may explain hallucinations, altered perceptions of time, emotional intensity, dreamlike thinking, and the feeling that consciousness has expanded. The experience of taking psilocybin is often called a trip, and no two trips are exactly alike. Many users report visual disorientations, brighter colors, geometric patterns, altered depth perception, and hallucinations. Time may feel slower or faster than it really is. Emotions may become much stronger, and people sometimes describe profound personal insights or feelings of connection with nature, other people, or the universe. However, this experience can also be negative. Anxiety, panic attacks, confusion, and paranoia are all possible. A frightening experience is commonly referred to as a bad trip. Currently, researchers in the world are studying psilocybin-assisted therapy for depression, anxiety, substance use disorders, psychological distress, and other mental health conditions. However, clinical research is very different from recreational or unsupervised use. In research studies, participants are screened, receive carefully measured doses, and are supervised by trained professionals in controlled environments. Outside of those settings, the risks increase. Physical risks include nausea, vomiting, increased heart rate, and changes in blood pressure. Psychological risks include panic attacks, paranoia, confusion, and, in some people, psychosis-like symptoms. Impaired judgment can also contribute to accidents or unsafe behavior. There is also the danger of accidentally consuming a poisonous mushroom that resembles a psilocybin-containing species. If taken, there are many signs for you to get help. Loss of consciousness, trouble breathing, or seizures are some of the main ones. But during a difficult experience, staying calm and remaining with a person can be important. You need to move away from traffic, heights, crowds, or other dangers, and reduce noise and stimulation when possible. Psilocybin should not be mixed with alcohol or other drugs. No one should drive or operate machinery while impaired. Overall, psilocybin mushrooms show promising medical potential, but they are still powerful psychoactive drugs with real physical and psychological risks. The most responsible view is to recognize both their research potential and the dangers of unsupervised use. Thank you for listening to my infomercial about psilocybin mushrooms.